baby. By that I mean you gon' hold me down. Needs to hold me down, baby. To make you feel special. So special, so special, so special. Very special. I just want you to know that you are really special.
Special Sundays radio show. I am your host, Miss Special. Right now, we got some callers on the line. Y'all want to introduce yourselves to the people?
My name is TiRon. My name is Ayomari.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having us back.
Anytime. I've had y'all separately, so now I have y'all together. I'm really excited about this. A sucker for pump.
That's what she said.
Ow! That's how we're going to start this off. This is how it's going to go down. Okay. So, first things first. How did y'all get my photo and my voice? Because that hella looks like me on the album artwork, and it hella sounds like me on I'd Rather.
You're not the first woman to tell us that. For real. That kind of sound like definitely. So maybe, I think we were going for, the every woman look. Mm-hmm. So we kind of just hit every demographic with that cover.
So let's talk about the vision behind the album, because it's finally out. We've been talking about it for months and months and months, and it was well worth the wait. So what was the vision behind A Sucker for Pump?
Really, it was just, me and Ayomari doing songs together for a long time, and a lot of the songs that we had done were kind of in the vein of relationships and, that whole thing, like My Wingman and Me, Sydney, those kinds of records. So I was like, okay. And then I did a song called Boys and Girls, which was on MSTRD, and a lot of people liked it, and it was one of my most personal records. And I was just like, well, why don't we just do a whole album for women? Almost like the ultimate apology of us, trying to understand women and, failing sometimes, succeeding sometimes. Let's just really go in, because we felt like there wasn't a lot of hip-hop or albums that were really talking to women. Fully talking to women and talking about women, and we just felt that was missing. So decided to go in on a whole project. It's supposed to be an EP, but it just kept growing and kept growing.
And what came out is just like really one of the best projects this year, definitely. From start to finish, and we'll talk about it later. The subject matter real deep. It's a really dope project. So congratulations on that, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, we definitely worked hard on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the features, because y'all had some very key features on it. From Yummy to Drug.
Drug. Shouts out to Drug. They're the ones who did Tooted and Booted, for everyone that doesn't know.
Oh.
So they're very multi-talented. Crazy musicians. Like, when it comes to features, there are certain people who do projects and then they go after those key features in order to help boost their career. I wanted to go after key features that would boost the music.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That would accent the music and would make sense. Like, I wasn't really trying to chase cosign. I was more trying to chase like a specific frequency. So that's why we wanted to holler at Thundercat, whom I've known for years, so it was really nothing. And I mean, it was something, but he's a close friend. And Drugs and Yummy Bingham was like definitely a Hail Mary, like just hopefully it works. And we ended up playing like most of the album for her, and she just loved it. So she was like, oh, I'm in. And it was crazy because we were big fans of hers also. We've been fans of hers for years. Definitely.
BJ the Chicago Kid, he is like becoming my favorite hook singer. He does really dope work on his own, but the hooks that he does are just phenomenal. So I'm so glad that y'all included him on the project as well.
He's incredible. He's really amazing. It's funny too because I really wanted to go after features whom I felt represented the album. Like in terms of how they express, how they do music, and how they approach women, how they are, you know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
Just their whole thing. Like, for example, Gucci probably wouldn't have worked on this album. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe depending on what context I wrote him in the album, but that might not work. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think so.
It felt like we did a pretty good job at just going after all the people whom inspire us. It's also good, too, because it allows people outsiders who don't want to tap into this LA scene that we are to experience all of these great musicians that are coming up right now.
Very true. So, we talked a lot about Yummy, so let's play that song. Wait, is this the new single, too?
It is the new single.
Yes, we're going to come back and talk about that.
Yo, what's up? This is TiRon. And this is Ayomari. He's slow today. But this is All My Love featuring Yummy Bingham off of A Sucker for Pumps, which is on iTunes right now.
Right.
Buy that.
Special Sundays.
Yeah, you look good, you smell good, talk
proper. You're not the talk of the town, meaning you good news. I sent you good news, meaning I would do anything to write a story on you.
So we just had On My Love off of A Sucker for Pumps featuring Yummy.
Get that. Yeah.
Definitely go get that if y'all are sleeping. On iTunes, on Bandcamp. So let's talk about how the new single is On My Love. Y'all gonna have a video for that coming soon?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Do we know any of the treatment or anything like that, or are we keeping it under wraps?
I really thought about it. I was like, well, should I just tell him? But nah, we'll just wait for it. You know what I mean? It'll definitely be out before the end of this month. I know I have a habit of saying some shit and not doing it. But hopefully if you know me and you understand that, like, sometimes good things come to those who wait, so just be patient. But I'm looking at it being out before the end of this month.
A Sucker for Pumps was a good thing that came to us who waited, so it's all good. I mean, you say things, but eventually they get done. They may take longer than you say, but you can tell that the effort and all of the hard work went into it, so it's all good.
No, we always working.
Exactly. So, we talked about the features on the project. Let's talk about the producers, because I just heard the dopest Slick Rick little sample right there.
DK the Punisher.
Nice.
DK and Andrew Lloyd did that record. Together, they're pretty beastie. DK has kind of been my go-to guy. This 19-year-old kid out of Baltimore who's incredible. Crazy. He did a Long Way Home for Dom Kennedy. I think he worked with Mac Miller on a couple of songs. For the most part, I just been happy to dry. Pause.
He really did the bulk of the production on the album.
He actually did. He had 5, didn't he? 4?
Oh, he did Her Theme Song.
Her Theme Song, All My Love, and MFG. Yeah, 4.
Good stuff. And who were the other producers that y'all worked with?
We have DJ Dahi, who we've been working with for a long time also. He did For Your Smile on TiRon's MSRTD. MSTRD.
He is slow today. What's going on? It's all good.
He did the first track on the album, Jack Kerouac. And he did No Wonder.
Very nice. So those were basically the main producers, right?
Well, then you have Tiff and Iman. And Iman did You Got It, which is a song that he's obviously on. And he also co-produced Sing Go Right with Tiff Goucher, who's amazing. Who else is on the album? Odyssey did Finn. Like, I love that guy's energy, and I love his drums and just the way that he works. He obviously did 60901 on MSTRD. And he did the Richards. He's just an inspirational guy. Like, you ever talk to him, he's a very comfortable dude.
And he's so dope. Like, everything I've heard from him, I have loved.
He's so dope, like crazy. So he just gave me the beat for Finn, and I had it actually when I was working on MSTRD. And I loved it. I just never knew exactly how I wanted to work on it and how I wanted to make sense, and it just fell into place. Nice. I feel like we're missing somebody else on this album, dude.
The one and only Exile.
Oh, Exile.
Neighbors.
Last but not least, RUGS.
It's all coming together because I'm like, okay, certain songs production-wise stick out, and it's like, oh, that was Odyssey and Exile. No wonder. Those are 2 of my favorites. Like, it all makes sense. God,
and I love the fact that a lot of people don't know that it's Exile on first listen. Because it just lets you know that a lot of these producers are multifaceted. And a lot of these guys don't get the credit they really deserve. Like Drugs. They did Tooted and Booted. They did, No for Pac Div. They did Don't Mention It for Pac Div, the last song, like the crazy song at the end of that mixtape. Those dudes are really, really crazy. And shouts out to Thundercat, Chad Morris, who's on the guitar, Buddha Shampoo playing percussion. This album was well produced, I must say.
Hell yeah. Like, even before you drop names, you could already tell. And then once you drop names, like, oh shit. Let's dig a little deeper. Let's talk about the song Perfect, because I feel like Perfect really sticks out among the whole project just because a lot of people don't talk about the things that y'all talked about in this song. So you want to break down the vision behind that song?
Really, I just wanted to go in depth a little bit more on the whole idea of perfect, because I started saying something like she's imperfectly perfect. I would just keep saying that because I had met someone I was talking to, and I liked the fact that she wasn't quote-unquote perfect according to the standards that everyone says is perfect, but the little idiosyncrasies that were about her made her perfect. I looked at it kind of like an infomercial, like when you turn on the TV TV, you're getting the same image of perfect and what perfect is. If you want to look perfect, you wear this. If you want to act perfect, do this. If you want to sound perfect, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's like certain things that kind of breaks down a person's self-esteem for both men and women. Shout out to the homie Cap. He came in the studio. I was like, yo, just sell a product. It doesn't necessarily have to be cream. It doesn't necessarily have, it could be anything. That way, when we shoot the video, we can have you on every single channel selling a different item, but it all has the same perfect label.
Mm-hmm.
BTW, Captain is like one of the most hilarious off-the-cuff dudes.
And I think that the comedic aspect of that song just sheds light on the whole thing. Like, the idea of being perfect is silly.
And then my BFF, Bella Metaphor, she did a review on A Sucker for Pumps, and she talked about how she relates perfect to Unpretty by TLC. Did y'all kind of have that vision, or did it just come afterwards like, oh, that kind of clicks?
Yeah, it's amazing that you said that, because I actually cited Unpretty and Beautiful by Christina Aguilera.
Nice.
Those were like the two inspirations behind writing that record. Mm-hmm. Primarily because I just felt like it was needed. I felt like everybody chases the unattainable.
That's incredible, because those are very amazing songs, and this song itself is also amazing too. So,
thank you.
I think it's only right that we get into it and let the people hear it.
Once again, I'm TiRon.
And I am Ayomari.
And this is perfect off of A Sucker for Pumps.
Right here, Special Sundays.
Jumbo Scampi for limited.
All for a price that will make you.
Bra is really everything a woman would want and need. Wow, what a difference. Amazing.
She's so outrageously beautiful, amazingly beautiful. Who'd have known that she hated every time she takes a look in the mirror? All she hears is how she could have kept that nigga if she had bigger tits.
I want to talk about another track on A Sucker for Pumps. That is Jack Kerouac. I feel like that goes over a lot of people's heads, including myself. So, y'all want to tell people who he is and why y'all decided to name that track after him?
Basically, he's just this obscure writer who backpacked across the nation and he just wrote and wrote a lot of his journey. Well, actually, to be honest, it used to be called Forward because the song was supposed to be a forward for the album, like almost like a book. You read and I actually wanted Dream Hampton to be on that, to write the forward for the album. But, you know, it ended up working out. And Exile was like, yo, because the hook goes, I got bags on my shoulder and I wish someone would slow down. I got 5 on the tank, but I wish someone would slow down. So I looked at it like, I'm on the side of the road waiting for somebody to pick me up or waiting for a woman to slow down, but she sees me with all of this baggage, emotional baggage, and she won't pull over because I'm too much of a liability. Which is why as soon as at the end, we get in a car accident because she couldn't handle the load.
The baggage.
Which is, you know, the baggage. Exile was like, yo, you should just name the album Jack Kerouac. Because that's really all love in a relationship is just hitchhiking from girl to girl to girl to girl. And so you find that one where you go on a long-distance road trip with.
Man.
So.
See, there's all these little details that are crazy.
Down in a minute.
Like the car crash. And then also on I'd Rather, at the end, there's that gunshot, right?
Yeah.
You want to talk to the people about that and how that kind of transpires throughout the song?
Originally, it was supposed to be like, she's supposed to shoot me, but it just turned out like, we don't want to necessarily go the morbid route. Mm-hmm. If they come up with that by themselves, then that's cool, but it was mainly just like the big bang of the argument, and then that's, you know, it's just a transition.
And then on her theme song, I believe, is where y'all don't say bitch, but you have the dog barking, right?
Yeah.
So what was the thought process behind that?
Ayomari originally said better than the mother, hey. And I was like, nah, let's not say hey. Because better than the mother bitches, the alliteration on the B sounds tight. So what if we just didn't say it and put a bark there?
I like it. Let the people know what is next for y'all. We got A Sucker for Pumps right now. They got to go and buy it. What else can we expect coming from y'all?
A lot of great music. I'll be working on my solo album. Amari has another solo project coming out. We can't really speak on that too much because the only thing you should be focused on from us is A Sucker for Pumps. Yep. Because we know, like, most general people have nanosecond attention span. So rather than talk about the future projects that we have coming up, let's just talk about this one. Aside from that, just trying to see the world and show everybody the music that we have.
And piggybacking off of A Sucker for Pumps, there's going to be videos coming soon that they need to stay tuned for, and y'all are going to be hitting the road with it, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
and we plan on performing the whole album.
Oh, my goodness. That's hella dope. I'm too juiced for that. Yes. That about does it. I think I'm going to play Finn for the people because it only makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. This is Finn, produced by Odyssey. This is TiRon.
This is Ayomari.
And the album is A Sucker for Pumps. Please get it on iTunes. Thank y'all for having us. Miss Special, please keep tuning in. And hopefully we'll get up to San Francisco to mess with y'all soon.
Yes, y'all have a special Sunday. For everything special, check out specialsundays.com.